All right, I'm going to do a quick demonstration of our vendor managed inventory of tools. So we have two perspectives to understand this. On our left, we have our source bureau, the company that's actually using build plates. And then on our right, we have our vendor or service provider perspective, the company who is resurfacing those build plates as a service. To get these two views, first we need to do some basic setup by creating a vendor service provider, which we've already done here, provider U, and that creates the view that we have here on the right. We also need to set up a specific tool type and assign provider U to be the vendor for that type of tool. We'll notice that this tool, aluminum standard M290's build plates, are managed by provider U, and they have refurbish after one use. Because we've set them up as the managing group for aluminum standard build plates, but not steel, when we view this as the vendor, we're able to see the build plates that we're responsible for managing, which are the standard ones, or the aluminum ones, excuse me. Because we have access to all of those types of tools, I'm able to see as the vendor that there are actually two instances of these build plates that are out there. One that's brand new, and then the other, 1, 2, 3, 4, which has seen some use. We can actually see a history of its use here as the vendor service provider. But right now it's idle, which means it's with the source bureau and it's ready to be used. So we'll quickly go through that flow after we take a quick sidestep to actually look at that tool in our QR app. Each tool we expect to have a QR code laser etched into it so it can be scanned, and so you can see some information about it, as well as perform actions such as recording tests or moving it around your facility. You can also independently mark it as needing some sort of refurbishment if you've noticed some sort of damage or blemish on those tools that requires the need for some sort of machining in order to get it back to being fit for use. Right now, this is ready for use, which means we can actually queue up. We can find a printer which actually has a build ready. Scan into that print run. Again, scan some tool. And now the tool is going to be marked as in use for this run. We'll start working on this run. This will increment a use for this tool after this run is completed. And if we were actually to rescan this tool now, we're going to see a few things. One, that it's marked needing refurbishment. We can directly perform an action to send it to refurb. Ready for vendor pickup. And it's ready for us to transition to the vendor perspective. Previously it was reporting idle. As a vendor, if I check in on this website periodically, I'll be able to see the current status of the tools that are out there, and I'll actually see these doing refurbishment tools, which are effectively ready to be picked up. As a vendor, I can jump in here. Actually, I can see my notes ready for vendor pickup, and I can record my own actions, such as completing the refurbishment. Save that, and then if we pop back to our end user's perspective, I look at my tools. I can all of my tools here. I can see that this has been refurbished, but I haven't received it back into my facility yet. I look at that, I'll see the details that were entered by my service provider just a moment ago, and then I can either receive it into my facility here and mark exactly where I put it, or I could actually just scan it and the same thing. Optionally, if I wanted to record this on the web, I could actually attach a document to record the CFC, for instance, but all of these actions are going to be added to a log for the lifespan of this tool, and both the vendor and the service are going to have access, or the vendor and the source bureau are going to have access to this log of actions over time.
this tool is now ready for use and I can use it in another print run. That's a quick overview of the vendor managed inventory of tools and tool types.